Thank you for stopping in. Absolutely. So let's close the eyes. Sit up nice and tall. And I'm going to read to you a beautiful passage from the Karaniya Metta Sutta. So take a breath in and a breath out, and just allow yourself to arrive in this moment. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, content and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peace and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living being there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the almighty, medium, short, or small, the seen or the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and those to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in that state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings. Radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from the senses, being freed from all desires, is not born again into this world. Breathing in and breathing out. And calling to mind someone who you love, someone whose face causes you to smile inside and out. See their face with great detail. See that they are happy, laughing. Allow your heart to fill with gratitude for their happiness. But allow yourself to also understand that this person has suffered in this life. And allow your heart to fill with compassion for their suffering. And send them the following blessing. May you be safe, as I wish to be safe. May you be healthy, as I wish to be healthy. May you be happy, as I wish to be happy. Now call to mind the face of someone who you like, perhaps a good friend. See their face in great detail. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for their happiness. But in the same moment, realize that they too have suffered. And recollect, perhaps, a time that you know of when they were suffering. And fill your heart with compassion for their suffering. Send them the blessing. May you be safe, as I wish to be safe. May you be healthy, as I wish to be healthy. May you be happy as I wish to be happy. Now call to mind the face of someone who you've seen but don't really know. The clerk in the store, the person who serves at the gas station, the waitress who gets your coffee. Imagine their smiling face, and imagine the happiness they have in their life because they have been loved, because they are loved, and because their dreams are coming true. But also imagine their suffering, the loss, the disappointment, and allow yourself to send them the blessing. May you be safe as I wish to be safe. May you be healthy as I wish to be healthy. May you be happy as I wish to be happy. Now visualize a person who you feel has harmed you in some way. Visualize their face with great detail. See them smiling, truly happy. Feel gratitude for their happiness. Understand that they have also suffered in this life. Visualize their suffering as if you were witnessing a cloud going by in the sky. Have compassion for their suffering, empathy for their suffering, and send them the blessing. May you be safe as I wish to be safe. May you be healthy as I wish to be healthy. May you be happy as I wish to be happy. Now visualize your own face as if you were looking into a mirror. See your own smiling face. Recognize that you have had great joy in this life and be grateful for that. Fill the heart with gratitude. You have also had suffering in this life. Allow yourself to recognize that you have experienced great suffering and fill the heart with compassion. Send yourself the following blessing. May I be safe as all other beings simply wish to be safe. May I be healthy as all other beings simply wish to be healthy. May I be happy as all other beings simply wish to be happy. Now visualize all these people standing in the middle of a room, and you are in the center of the group. And from the center of each heart of each of these people, a light is shining. And with each moment, that light grows brighter. And as the light grows brighter, the differences between you disappear. The physical forms begin to disappear. Only shadows and slight outlines remain until the light becomes so bright that there is nothing but light, nothing but light, nothing but light. Repeat the following blessing to yourself. May all beings everywhere be safe May all beings everywhere be healthy. May all beings everywhere be happy, truly happy, truly happy. And taking a breath in and taking a breath out. And then fluttering the eyes open. And just taking a moment to allow the eyes to focus, allow the mind to settle into this moment. And notice how you feel. It might be very easy to send loving kindness to some. It's not at all easy to send loving kindness to others. But if what we wish to achieve in this life is a sense of stable peacefulness, a sense of true inner joy, then we need to find a path to love all in spite of what we perceive are our differences. The Metta Bhavana, or the Metta meditation, the loving kindness meditation, is that path. Because it allows us to remember that all people are in the same boat of suffering, no matter who they are. And all people really just want to be happy, no matter who they are. But most people become very confused and begin to commit acts of harm instead of acts of kindness because they're afraid that they'll never receive the one thing that they need the most, which is to be truly loved, which is to be truly accepted, which is to be truly acknowledged, truly worthy. So we commit harm, trying to acquire the thing that our heart longs for, and that takes us further and further from the state of kindness. And the only way to turn around again and to go back is to do so. We can't keep telling ourselves that it's just all going to work out, because that's not the truth. Not the truth of our suffering. It's the eternal truth. It does all work out. But the truth of our suffering is that it will not become alleviated unless we are active participants in our life, active participants in forgiveness, active participants in recognition, active participants in seeing a bigger picture. And I'm not saying, and the great teachers for the most part were also not saying, that you need to go and hug the person who you feel harmed you. Just don't harm them. They've already been harmed. If they hadn't been harmed, they would have never harmed you. So just leave them alone. And wish for them peace. Wish for them the blessing in this meditation, in this concentration practice. May they be safe. May they be healthy. May they be happy. Because if they are, they won't harm anymore. And that's what we look for. That's what we want. That's what we long for, is to exist in a world that is free of harm, free of hate. Even the most warlike individual, in the very core of their being, is seeking peace. They just don't know how to get it. But here we are, thousands of years ago, and the Buddha knew. The Buddha figured it out, and so did many other teachers. And they gave us some guidelines. In the Pali Canon, which is a Buddhist scripture, it tells us, through non-harassment, one avoids harassment. Through inoffensiveness, one avoids offensiveness. By not torturing, one avoids torture. Through non-destruction, one avoids destructiveness. It's on the second page. Through non-irritability, one avoids irritability. By thinking, may all beings be friendly and not hostile. By thinking, may all beings be happy and not happy. By thinking, may all beings enjoy well-being and not be distressed. These are 8 ways in which love comes to all beings, 8 ways in which we experience happiness, peace, and fullness. But it does take work, because we have deeply embedded impressions of people and what they have done and what they haven't done. So part of the Metta Bhavana, part of the Metta meditation, is to be dedicated to the work, is to return to it often, to find its innermost wisdom and to embody that wisdom. There's a beautiful story of 500 monks who studied with the Buddha. And he gave them a mantra to chant, and he said, now go chant this. So they had to find the right place to chant this mantra. And they found a beautiful valley that was lined with trees. And there was a little village close by, so they knew that they would be cared for, that the villagers would bring them food and take care of them. And so they said to the villagers, can we camp here? Would that be okay? And the villagers said, oh, absolutely. If you stay for a little while to do your sadhana, your spiritual practice, we'll even build you little huts to stay in so that you're comfortable, so that you're peaceful. So each monk took up residence under a tree. And in each tree, a deity lived, a special spirit being. And when the monks arrived and started to sit beneath the particular tree they were sitting under, the deities left temporarily to give them the peace that they felt the monks needed in order to do this work. But the monks liked it there. And so they stayed for a while. And the deities started to get a little perturbed. And they started to wreak havoc, dropping stones on them, making it rain on them, making the winds blow on them, making them uncomfortable, making the ants come and bite them, trying to get them to leave so that they could come home again. Disturbed and saddened, and probably quite irritated, these 500 monks traveled back to the Buddha and said, I don't get it. Here we are chanting this beautiful sutra, this beautiful scripture, and yet this is what's happening. And so the Buddha gave them the instruction to go back and to sit there and to continue to chant the first reading, the Karaniya Metta Sutra, until things changed. They told them, go sit under each tree until kindness is the way, until you can see and recognize the suffering of all beings everywhere and the longing for healing of all beings everywhere. And then you will recognize that very same thing in yourself. And together you'll come to a place of great healing. So the Buddha was very wise, he really was. He said, austerity is not the way. Cruelty is not the way. Hard, cold discipline is not the way. The way to healing, the way to self-realization is through compassion and acceptance. But again, that being said, compassion for self too, not just others. We have to be compassionate when we look in the mirror, to accept ourselves as we are and do the work necessary in order to be good and do good in this world. And when it comes to people who have physically harmed us or made some significant impact harmfully in our life, there are two basically ways of looking at that. And the first is that you should turn the other cheek and still be kind. The second is that you should seek safety and health and happiness and hold no grudges. If we walk through this world doing this work mindfully, and we apply it to all people and all beings everywhere. As my teacher, my guru, Swami Ariyatmanandaji says, there's no animal anywhere and no human being anywhere who will be afraid of you. They'll come to you because they'll seek protection, because they know they're safe in your company. They know you wish no harm to anyone. So be the one that is no harm. Be the one that is the sanctuary. And by being the one that is a sanctuary, you change this world, and you give others permission to do the same thing. So I'd like to read to you one more reading, which is on the last page. And this is the Metta Sutra, the discourse on universal love. Those who are skilled in good and wish to attain the state of peace should be able, upright, perfectly upright, compliant, gentle, and humble, contented, easily supported with few duties, of simple livelihood, controlled in their senses and discreet, not impotent. They should not be carried away by the emotions of the majority. They should not commit any slight wrong such that the wise ones might censure them, and they should contemplate this. May all beings be happy and safe. May their hearts be filled with joy. Whatever living beings there may be, feeble or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or invisible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born, may all beings, without exception, be happy-minded and dwell in perfect tranquility. In anger or ill, let no one wish harm upon another. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of another in danger. Let no one neither deceive another nor despise another in any place. Just as a mother would protect her only child, even at the risk of her own life, we cultivate a boundless heart toward all beings. Let our boundless love pervade the whole universe, above, below, and across, without any obstruction whatsoever, without any hatred, without enmity, whether standing, sitting, walking, or lying down. As long as we are awake, we will maintain this mindfulness of love. This is the noble way, the sublime state. Free from wrong views, virtuous, living in beauty and realizing perfect understanding. Those who practice boundless love will certainly transcend birth and death. One of the most beautiful writings. In Buddhism, there is also the concept of the four Brahma Viharas. May all beings come to possess happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings become separated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be separated from the happiness which is beyond suffering. May all beings come to possess a state of perfect equanimity, not feeling close to some and distant from others. And these are the keys. That if we are able to live a life with equanimity, not a cold equanimity, but a compassionate equanimity, then we will be able to live a life of loving kindness. And that will bring us true happiness. And those are the words of the Buddha and the words of all great teachers throughout time. No great teacher ever told us to hate. No great teacher ever told us to see ourselves as separate. No great teacher ever told us to blame each other for our own misgivings. No great teacher ever told us to steal the health or wellness of another. No great teacher ever told us to hurt another in order to acquire our own happiness. No great teacher ever said these things. All great teachers have only ever said, love them as you would love yourself. Accept them as you want to be accepted. Be peaceful and have a world that is based in peace. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Is this a different meditation for you? A different concentration practice? Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And how about for you?
Well, I've never seen it before. It's good.
Yeah. Metta meditation is becoming a popular meditation in the States. It is a Buddhist practice, and but oftentimes people don't realize where it comes from. They don't realize that it comes very much from the teachings of the Buddha and is in fact his teachings, and that it is ancient. Buddha lived a long time ago, potentially 2,000 years BC, maybe even 3,000 years BC. And it's interesting to think that that long ago, potentially 5,000 years ago, that they knew the answer. And they wrote it down. And we're still trying to get it right. Yeah. So I guess it comes down to, asking ourselves what it is that we really want in this life, what it is that we're seeking, and then saying, how do I allow that to be? No matter who you ask, if you say to them, what do you really, really want in this life? You'll get a boatload of diverse answers. I want a good job that pays me money so I don't have to worry. I want a nice marriage and kids. I want this, I want that. But when it comes down to the basic ingredient of all the answers, it's happiness. They want happiness. They don't want to suffer. And if that's really our goal in this life, is to experience happiness, then we have to be active participants in cultivating that happiness. And the ultimate happiness comes from peace within. The ultimate happiness comes from the peace within. So we cannot have a disturbed mind. We cannot have an affected mind. We cannot have a distracted mind. If our mind is disturbed, affected, or distracted, then we're disturbed. We are affected. We are distracted. And then we're fearful. But if we want freedom and peace and love and kindness, we need to get into a straight line and understand that the distractions need to be put away, that the harm needs to be put away, and that the love needs to be lifted up high. And sometimes students come and they say, Sudha, I've been practicing this for a long time, and I thought I had it. And then I did it today, and I found out that these feelings came up again about this person. I said, well, because your relationship has many levels to it. It's like a great onion. A great onion has, who knows, thousands of levels. And so the harm that you inflicted upon each other permeated those levels and manifested in a variety of ways within each of you. And so you need to work all the levels, potentially individually, maybe sometimes as a group. But that takes time. So we take the superficial ones off first, We say, okay, I'm going to admit I'm angry. I'm going to admit that I kind of wish this person ill will because they hurt me. So let me see if I can change that. That's only one level. Then you have to feel that when you see them, when you talk to them, when you think about them, when someone else is talking about them. And that's the real work. That's where the real work begins, because the heart moves up into the throat out of fear, and it says, I don't know if I can do this. But you see that, and you interact with it, and you remind yourself, yes, you can do it, because your essence is love. Your essence is kindness. So you can do it. You can. And if it's so very hard to do, then walk away. Do no harm. Just walk away and say a prayer or a mantra as you do. Repeat the blessing as you do. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. Just like I simply want to be safe, healthy, and happy. And when we look at it on that level, it's a very human experience, this longing for happiness, this longing for love, longing for acceptance. We have a lot of self-responsibility that we need to both embrace and work through. And by all means, these teachings don't say to accept the poor behavior of another as being justified. That's not what they say at all. What they say is, be mindful that when you are dealing with the monster, you do not become a monster. Be mindful that when you are interacting with hatefulness, that you do not become the hate. Be mindful that when you're dealing with harmful people, you don't become the harm. Yeah. So let's sit nice and tall and close the eyes. Take a nice breath in and a nice breath out. And if there's something that has come to the surface for you during this conversation today, hold it gently, compassionately, and lovingly. Make a nurturing space inside of yourself to bring that sensation to a greater state of health and balance. That there should be healing in this and every moment. Placing your right hand onto your heart and your left hand over your right. Repeat after me. May all beings everywhere be safe. May all beings everywhere be healthy.
May all beings everywhere be healthy.
May all beings everywhere be happy.
May all beings everywhere be happy.
May we all be happy.
May we all be happy.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere find peace, love, light, and happiness. May all beings know their oneness. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.